Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is a beautiful Thursday morning here in Austin, Texas. This is day 479 of 3 plus minutes of planks challenge, and as always, I am filled with gratitude. Thoughts on my mind today. Yesterday, I got home a little bit earlier than I anticipated, so there is a theme that I do every Wednesday afternoon, Wednesday evening, if I'm around home. In my neighborhood, it's a up and down my street and around the corner. I take out everyone's trash or recycling down my street. And it's been something that I've been doing now for, I think, a little bit over 2 years now. It was just a way to give back to my neighbors. And it all actually started when I had a neighbor that used to live across the street from me. And he had some brush in front of his house. What are they called? I can't think what they're called right now. But he had some brush across his house that was kind of growing ragged and things of the sort. And I would look at it and think like, man, why didn't he take care of it? You know, complaining to myself, like, why doesn't he deal with it and things? And there was a moment when I had nothing to do and I was looking at that brush and something said, if you have a problem with it, why don't you just help your neighbor? So I went over that day and I did it. And it was a great feeling that came with it. And I remember him driving up and watching me do it. And he was like, man, thank you for doing that. You know, and I was like, why? And it was one of those things I was like, you know what? I'm just paying it forward. And I developed a lifelong friendship from that with that gentleman. And so after seeing that in that moment, I started trying to do things for neighbors around the neighborhood. I was like, man, if you ever need anything, just call me, just text me. I might not be able to do it, but I could definitely, hey, I can help move things. I can do things of the sort. Now, part of the reason I'm telling this story is, as I was doing it yesterday, one neighbor gave me dinner for the evening. I was able to stop and just talk to some of my neighbors in the neighborhood, just small conversations, just connections. But the part that touched me the most is a friend of mine, Keith, that lives at the end of the street. And we've talked before, and we're good friends. Our kids are friends. But we've always kind of been, we've been both going through these journeys of realizing who we are, things of the sort. And so we'll talk every once in a while. But the thing that surprised me is he walked out, we were talking for a bit, and he just hugged me. And he'd never done that before, or even, it was an interesting thing because sometimes I know with me, the struggle of with being men and not being able to show our vulnerability and things of the sort, and learning to let that go. And in that moment, I felt like all the things that I was doing was worth it because I knew that it was a moment of just breaking ice. And that moment touched me in more ways than any other thing could. And I just wanted to express that because vulnerability and giving of yourself brings so much more than we can really ever anticipate. And I was just blessed by that moment. Anyway, be blessed today and every day. I'm going to go out and get some work done. Peace.